The goal is to make chicken breast that is flavorful and not boring, that is juicy and not dry. When you make delicious chicken that you love to eat, you're not only going to increase your protein, but you're going to lose weight. I mean, that's the goal, right? If you're trying to lose weight, this is the recipe for you. And if you are following my weight loss journey, you should already know that I've lost 10 pounds in the past 2 weeks eating this chicken recipe almost daily. So this is one to add to your meal plan. Let's get into it, sis. So you're going to want to save this one. So go ahead, get that done right now, and subscribe to my channel for more great recipes, education, and inspiration for Black women over 40 who seek to lose weight, get off pills, and love the woman that they see in the mirror again. But let's get to this recipe, girl. First off, make sure that you choose the right chicken for the job. Chicken breast is a great choice because it has the lowest amount of fat than any other part of the chicken. But that's also the reason the chicken is oftentimes dry. Okay. You also want to be sure the chicken breast is from chickens that were vegetable fed or grass fed and never have had any antibiotics or hormones injected. We don't want no parts of that. I mean, we already have enough hormone issues. We don't need any extras. Okay. Also, make sure to check that the chicken is the only ingredient. Chicken should be the only ingredient. Sometimes they sneak in salt. Sometimes they sneak in sugar into our protein. So make sure that you always check those nutrition panels. Now, remember I said chicken breast can be dry? One of the reasons is because we buy chicken breast that is often cut unevenly. And many of us are not in the habit of using that mallet like to even it out. So look how thick this chicken breast is, right? This is a normal cut chicken breast. It's going to take long and too long in some sections to cook, while other sections that are smaller cook faster. Now, this variance in cooking times can sometimes cause dryness because you're allowing the chicken to cook longer in certain areas than others. This is why I prefer to use chicken tenders, or you can even use thin cut chicken breast. That's the thing. You read the panel and you will see it. It says chicken tenders. Sometimes it also says thin cut chicken breast. Both have been intentionally cut to even out the sizes, which equals less cooking times for us, sis. So, and of course, less dry chicken. We don't want that. So let's get your tenders, or you can go ahead and get those thin cut chickens. So that is the first thing you need to do. My secret ingredient, though, to season these bad boys is Uncle Joe's, Trader Joe's, y'all, taco seasoning, girl. That is the super secret ingredient that I use. Now, it's all natural ingredients with little to no salt at all or no sugar at all added. All the words, we can pronounce them. The ingredient list, right? And a little goes a long way. So be careful how much you use, right? I also add in garlic and I add in Himalayan pink salt. So let me show you exactly how I season it. Okay, here's the chicken. And I start with the garlic powder and I shake freely and just on one side. It depends on how I'm feeling. Sometimes I cover both sides, but I just shake it on based on my taste buds, which is just lightly dusting it, right? We don't need too much of that because the Trader Joe's seasoning has great flavor, but I like to add a little garlic to it. I also like to add pink salt. Again, a little bit of dusting of the salt on one side, and then I kind of mix them together to coat both sides of the chicken. Next up, I grab my Trader Joe's taco seasoning and I shake it liberally, right? Very liberal with that, but be careful because it has a kick. So you have to be sure that you probably should start off with not as much to begin with so that you can see what it tastes like when it's done, and then do it again to determine if you need to add more or you need to add less. But when I add it, I cover the entire chicken so that no part of the chicken is left unseasoned. I also cover both sides of the chicken, right? So every piece of the tender is lightly covered with the Trader Joe's taco seasoning, right? Again, how much of it is really up to your own taste buds. So I want you to try it a couple times and vary the amount of seasoning so that you can find your right zhuzh, sis. Okay, now that we have the seasoning on our tenders, let's get to cooking. So I use my grill pan because I love the look of the grill lines. And this is just a great pan that cooks everything evenly. So I love this pan, you guys. So I have my pan and I heat it on medium heat. Girl, I'm going to say it again. Medium heat. Okay. Another reason your chicken is dry is because you start your pan too high and it cooks one side faster than the other side, right? That uneven cooking is bad and it causes dry food. So that's another plus of using chicken tenders. They cook through much faster than the full chicken breast. So once the pan is hot, add your Pam spray. That's what I prefer. But girl, I ran out. I didn't use the Pam so much. I ran out of it. So instead, I am using about a half or maybe even 3/4 of a tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil. But only a little bit now. Don't go too far because 1 tablespoon of this stuff is 100 calories. So be careful with that. And then to make this small amount go a long way, I take my cooking brush and I brush the entire pan to coat the oil in all the places. So once your pan is coated, let's add those tenders to the pan. Let the tenders cook for 2 to 3 minutes on one side before flipping them over with a set of tongs. I actually pierced my tenders as they're cooking with my tongs to allow the heat to cook through. So if you see me stabbing this chicken, that's what I'm doing. I'm pressing into it, allowing the heat to kind of get through there, because the faster we can get into the middle of the chicken, the juicier the chicken will remain in the end. So we want the inside to begin cooking early in the process. So that means keep your heat medium, right? No high heat, and then pierce it with your tongs or whatever instrument you're using to cook. So as the chicken is cooking, let's talk about why protein is so important. Okay, chicken is cooking. Let's chat a little bit. So for women over 40, maintaining muscle mass is absolutely key. And protein is the building block of muscle. No protein, no muscle, sis. And we want abs, so we need muscles. We want to unbig our backs, so we need muscles. It's not just about the quantity, but it's the quality of the protein too, which is why chicken is a fantastic source. 25 grams of protein per 6 ounces, which helps support our muscle repair and our muscle growth. Just be sure it's hormone and antibiotic free, okay? Chicken helps to keep you feel full longer too, sis. So you're not doing as much snacking. It reduces your overall calorie intake. Plus, for us ladies over 40, it helps us to counteract that muscle loss that accelerates as we get older. They call that muscle sarcopenia. Yeah, crazy word, but it's really just the natural, your body naturally losing muscle as we get older. Okay, our chicken is done. Our chicken is done. I've been flipping while I was talking and all the things. Look how beautiful. Look how yummy it is. Okay, now we're going to take it back to the counter to cut it up. I use this chicken in so many recipes. I use chicken in salads. I use chicken in wraps. I use chicken in soups. I even use it in a copycat chipotle Nicole bowl that I made. Now, once my chicken is all cut up, you can add it directly to one big container, or you can divide it into 5 or 6 ounce servings per container. So let's do that part. Let's do it like that. So let me go get my food scale. Here it is. And I'm going to place it on my counter. And I'm going to put the container on top of the food scale. But then I'm going to hit the word 0 so that the scale doesn't use the weight of the container as a part of the weight of my food. I don't want it to do that. So we want to 0 out the scale while the container is empty and on the scale. So now the scale knows that, okay, the weight that's on it is just 0. We're going to ignore that. Now we're going to add in the chicken. And I'll add it in. I'm watching the numbers and I wait for it to hit about 6 ounces or so, maybe a little bit under, tad bit older. It's fine. Over, it's fine. But once I hit the 6 ounces, I add my lid and I move on to the next. 1 pound of chicken is 16 ounces. So if you're eating 5 ounces at a time, 1 pound of chicken, tenders, breast, or whatever it is, will yield 3 servings. And there you have it. It's my Trader Joe's Mexican taco tenders. They are so yummy and so good. And now they are ready to go into the fridge or ready for me to add it to whatever meal that I'm having right now. Now, don't forget, if you like this video, please like it. Please subscribe to my channel for more recipes and for more nutrition tips tailored to Black women over 40. So leave a comment if you have any questions about this recipe, or if you have any recipes you want to see me do, leave me a comment and let me know, because I'm on my journey to losing 55 pounds before I turn 50. I'm already down 10, and this is one of my favorite recipes. I hope you try it. Let me know if you do. Until next time, sis, stay fit, stay fine, and stay fabulous.